Hello trainers, my name is Pablo aka Tablemon, and today we're going to be playing with a brand new Tapu Koko VMAX deck from the Battle Style set. Let's take a look. Alrighty, so here's the deck list that we're going to be playing with today, featuring the grandiose Tapu Koko VMAX. Now this card is really cool with 320 HP, its max shock attack does 180 damage for a 300 which is a pretty respectable amount. But if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, then their active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So paralysis is probably the best special condition ever because all the others have some coin flip involved in order to stop your opponent from attacking, but if your opponent is paralyzed and they don't find a switch, it's essentially like they lost their turn. So we're gonna be trying to utilize that to the best of our ability, and in order to get Tapu Koko VMAX powered up, we are going to be playing with Boltund V, 4 Shiny Boltund Vs, which you can get from the tins very easily. Get the code, get the Boltund V immediately, no need to hunt it down in packs, and it looks very beautiful, right? It has the attack Electrify, which allows you to search your deck for up to 2 lightning energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like, and also has the Bolt Storm attack doing 10 damage plus 30 more for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So you can see there's a ton of synergy between both attacks, and the whole idea behind this deck is we're gonna use Boltund to power up 1 or even 2 Tapu Koko VMAXs, potentially let it go down to whatever our opponent is powering up. And that means Tapu Koko VMAX will be ready to paralyze our opponent's Pokemon and even make our reset stamps even stronger. So Boltund V is the perfect set of Pokemon that we can find for this deck. And finally we have our Tapu Koko Prism Star, which is available in the League Battle Zekrom deck, so very useful, and it also contains a bunch of other useful cards for this deck. And the ability Dance of the Ancients allows you to choose 2 of your bench Pokemon, attach a lightning energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, and then it gets sent to the Lost Zone. But this extra energy acceleration on top of Boltund is always useful. And in a pinch, it can be a non-V, non-GX attacker to deal with something like an Altaria of some sort. So a lot of synergy between the cards, since the only Pokemon we play with abilities is a Tapu Koko Prism Star, and we're not going to be having it in play for a ton of time. We can run the Green's Exploration engine, which allows you to search for 2 trainer cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, as long as you have no Pokemon in play with abilities. If you do, then you cannot play this card, but that's okay because we only have 1 Pokemon with ability, as I explained, and we can just use the ability immediately. Greens will be able to find us basic Pokemon with Quick Ball, evolutions with the Incense, energies with the Spinner, stadiums for Chaotic Swell, the reset stamps to attack our opponent's hand, other supporters such as other greens, the Boss's Orders, the Marnies, the Research, even the Air Balloons to retreat our Boltunds if we need to, or the Big Chunks to give all of our Pokemon extra HP. So there's a ton of synergy between all the cards in this deck, and since our goal is sort of to be behind in prices, Lieutenant Surge's strategy can actually work very well here, because if your opponent has more prize cards, if you have more prize cards left than your opponent, then after you play this card, you can play 3 supporter cards, including this card. So essentially you play Search, and you get to play 2 other supporters. So you can play Greens and Boss, Marnie and Boss, Boss and Marnie, whichever combination you want. So let's jump into the ladder and see if we can get some solid wins with Tapu Koko VMAX. So you can see I currently have a 9 win streak with various decks. So let's hope Tapu Koko VMAX can continue our win streak right here. Alright, so we will be wanting to go second with this deck pretty much all the time, so that we can start using Electrify immediately with the Boltund. The Surf-Edged coin is a little scary in case we are up against a fighting type deck, but we'll see. Now we shall see what happens here. So we do mulligan, and we have a pretty good hand. Tapu Koko V has retreat, we also have the Boltund. In case of a weird Galarmine or Absol play, I am going to bench both, but we should be very easily able to get the Boltund V attack off. My opponent flips over a Jirachi. Jirachi is usually an indication of a fire deck being played. Not using Stellar Wish immediately means my opponent's considering what cards they should play first. They have playable cards in their hand. I think that's the sort of hint that I can get. Well, let's see what we can do with this very fun Tapu Koko VMAX deck. Alright, just finds a switch. So here's where I have Marnie and I see that my opponent has 9 cards in their hand. And I immediately think, okay, 4 is less than 9, right? So Marnie could be good. But if my opponent doesn't really do much or anything at all, then maybe those 9 cards are not very useful and we're better off leaving them with those. So we'll see, we'll see. My main priority is myself, and that means finding an energy for myself. We'll see if we can accomplish that this turn. Because Marnie is not guaranteed to find us an energy, right? We do see that my analysis on this being a fire deck was correct. We don't know what sort of fire deck it is. We don't know if it's with VMAX, if it's Centiskorch, if it's Reshiram Charizard. We actually don't know that. We do see the Giratina getting discarded. That's good news because now we don't have to worry about our speed energies getting discarded. So that's a positive already. Even though we haven't had a single turn, we already have information that we can use, which is fantastic. All right. So I do top deck an Herballoon, and I honestly think, and my opponent didn't do much, right? They didn't have a very explosive turn. So I'm gonna Poke here, and if the Poke here finds me greens, then I can use that to guarantee the energy. It does not find me greens, however. If I research, I'm losing 3 supporters, the research and the 2 Marnies. If I grab the Marnie, then that's a Marnie, a second Marnie that's going to the bottom of the deck. So I'm actually gonna fail the Poke here. I'm going to play the Evolution Incense and find out that I priced 2 of my 3 Tapu Koko VMAXs, so that's actually a bad news. That's actually really bad news. And seeing that, I'm actually not going to grab it. Like I was thinking, oh yeah, I can grab one Tapu Koko VMAX and be fine because I have the others, but I actually only have one Tapu Koko VMAX, which here it is. So I'm very glad that it decided to show up, but we're still in a little scary situation here. All right, based on the fact that my opponent didn't do much, it seems like we are going to be the aggressor, so we might not be able to get a lot of mileage out of the paralysis, but that's okay. The opponent immediately benches the Reshiram Charizard, immediately uses Jirachi Stellar Wish, very different from last turn where it took him a really long time to like actually make a move at some point. So seems like he has whatever plan he wants to do very clearly now. He knows what he wants to do. And based on these actions, the plan might be, yeah, that I change to try to find Welder. Might even switch into the other Jirachi depending on what the other card in their hand is. Not quite, it's just another Giant Heart. So this is good news. My opponent's now down 1 Giant Heart, 2 and 3 Giant Hearts. So 1 Chaotic Swell probably means my opponent will not be able to use or use a Stadium anymore. So that is something to consider. And finally, we see a Memory Capsule. That is very, very peculiar. Though if this is Victini, I like the idea of using Memory Capsule so that you can use Victini V's regular attack that does 30 damage for each energy. I actually kind of like that. That actually seems like a good idea, because then you can threaten GX Pokemon a bit more. Alright, so I was not expecting my Boltund to go down, but it did go down. Now the good thing that I can do here is greens for a Stadium and another greens. I think that's fairly alright here. And I can paralyze my opponent and reset stamp them. And by playing this, then it's going to be really hard for them to actually be able to Welder. So things are looking like we are behind in price cards, but we might have traded 2 for 3. My opponent's down 1 switching card. We're down to Dedenne, they don't have one bench spot, so them attacking us next turn doesn't seem very likely. And if they do, I have the boss's orders to chase them. the Reshiram and Charizard GX. So never ideal to let your Pokemon go down on turn 2, but I didn't have much of a choice, number 1, and number 2, we are able to very nicely respond to that. Thanks to the paralysis, you know, I explained how good the paralysis is. My opponent literally did absolutely nothing last turn, which is fantastic. All right, now I do want to start setting up another Tapu Koko, right? So I'm going to grab a spinner and I'm going to grab a quick ball in order to guarantee myself the Tapu Koko and the energy, and then we'll see what we get off of our prizes. Hopefully one of our 2 Tapu Koko VMAXs that are hiding in there. That's what we're hoping for. Now, I chose to discard the boss instead of the Boltund. There might be a scenario where I need to power up Boltund if I don't find my Tapu Koko VMAXs from the prize card, so that's why I didn't discard the Boltund V immediately. I might just end up discarding it anyways with the research, but we shall see. And there's a Tapu Koko VMAX. There's actually both Tapu Koko VMAXs, so that's sort of good news. And now we are looking very threatening to my opponent. We really should be looking very threatening. What I'm not a big fan of is the fact that I could lose my last boss's orders in this upcoming turn. That's the one thing I don't like about this situation we're in. But it does all depend on what my opponent does. So we're gonna see Quick Ball grabs a Centiskorch, so the memory capsule is actually to use the attack that removes energy, which is very peculiar. Very, very peculiar. To see the 1 energy welder, which is fine. Very peculiar choice, honestly. Would be even more peculiar if my opponent actually chooses to discard my energy. Huh? They scoop up net the bench? Jirachi? What? I'm a little confused as to what is going on here. Alright. Tapu Koko VMAX from Battle Styles. Pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. I remember when I featured it on the very first day when Battle Styles came out. Definitely had fun playing with it. And it has done decently at some tournaments since then, but it's definitely not the most powerful of cards. Alright, so we see a Data Change. You can see how not having Giant Hearth sort of complicates your opponent's possibility to find the energies consistently in the fire deck, so that's always a good thing. So in a best case scenario here, I take a knockout on the Jirachi this turn, and then all I need to do is go boss, KO the Dene. And if that's what happens, then I'm not going to research away my hand, because I really would like to keep the boss. It's the last boss that I have access to. Now, another great thing about the Shiny Boltund V is that not only how good it looks, right? Once Boltund V goes down, your opponent is left with 4 prize cards, right? As you can see right there. But then, if you only play 2 VMAX Pokemon after that, you're essentially forcing your opponent to play an 8 prize game, right? Because they knock out the Tapu Koko VMAX, and that means they will have 3 prizes left. But, I mean 1 prize left, right? They will take 3, they will have 1 left, but if you only have 1 Tapu Koko VMAX left on your side of the field, then they still need to KO another 3 prize Pokemon. So you're essentially forcing them to have, or to play a game of 8 prizes rather than the usual 6. So pretty cool. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. If my opponent removes my energy, that would be the only thing that stops me from winning next turn, right? That would actually be the only thing that stops me from winning next turn. And if I get reset stamped or something, I don't want to redraw the Tapu Koko, so I'm just gonna Max Shock, take down the Jirachi. I'm down to 2 prizes and there's 2 Dedenes, which I really doubt my opponent will be able to remove from play. I did get an energy from the prize cards. I didn't know I was going to get an energy from the prize cards. However, even if my opponent chooses to use Radiating Heat to discard one of my energies, I'm ready to go for next turn. So it should be in a fairly good position to just outright win the game next turn. Don't know what they're thinking, don't know, I guess they're trying to figure out a way to win. If there is a way to win. I mean, they need me to not have boss's orders. and for me not to power up a bench Tapu Koko VMAX to attack them twice. They might need some healing. I don't know if they play any, but they don't know that I have the boss's orders in hand, right? All they see is that I discarded a boss's orders last turn. They are taking their sweet time though. There we go. They finally attack. Took them a while. They're gonna power up, and this is where we just immediately win by knocking out the Crobat for our last 2 prizes. So pretty straightforward game, pretty solid game for sure. And this means we move on to the next match. Awesome. Now we're in the double digits with the win streak, alright? Let's see if we can get to an 11 win streak. Alright. So we do win the coin flip, so as I mentioned, I will be going second. Not the best hand, because we don't have an easy way to get Boltund and energy for turn 2. And okay, so this is where our streak probably ends because we are up against a fighting deck. So this is gonna be a little problematic. However, we see the dark energy attachment and we get the quick ball top deck. So actually, we might not be in such a terrible spot. We might actually not be in such a terrible spot. All right. Okay, I don't know if I want to use Marnie or not, because my opponent has a 3-card hand. However, they did play Quick Ball and didn't go for Dedenne. So what I'm thinking is, how easy is it for me to get a Tapu Koko VMAX off of the Marnie? And the answer is, it's not very easy. So I'm gonna play the Marnie, not knowing if I'm helping or hurting my opponent, but based on the fact that they quick bolt for something that's not at the Dedenne or Crobat, I assume their hand is alright. And now we have the incense for next turn. So Giga Hammer, we can't survive, right? They attack whatever they do, so no need to play the Big Charm on the Boltund. Now we would love to find a supporter next turn, right? That's what we would love to find. This is apparently a Tyranitar deck. Alright, the Boltund actually survives. Very nice. So it looks like the Marnie did put in some work, right? And now, I don't even need to attack with Tapu Koko. All I need to do is attack with Boltund, no lightning resistance, 130 HP. That's exactly the amount of damage that Boltund is going to do. Now I am in a dead draw situation. However, we are 1 prize ahead. There's no threat. My opponent played no supporter, so this will feel like I'm stealing the win, honestly. But hey, it is what it is, right? My opponent continuing to discard the Tyranitars. The Hander will actually be able to take a hit on the Boltund, which is pretty peculiar. And we do get Marnie out of the boss to potentially pursue the Tyranitar V. This is pretty funny to see a Houndour take down a Boltund, I think. I think it is pretty funny. Alright, definitely want to play a Chaotic Swell here because my opponent has been getting way too much power out of the stadium. Way too much draw out of it. Tyranitar V could potentially one-shot my Tapu Koko VMAX since I can't Big Charm it anymore. So maybe the Big Charm was a little overdoing it. 210 HP. We'll see. This is pretty funny. That deserves a happy base. Alright. I don't expect to go down next turn, right? I definitely don't. However, I do need to start preparing another Tapu Koko. Now I have 3 greens in my hand. So I'm definitely gonna go Quick Ball and I'm definitely gonna go Chaotic Swell. I guess the issue now is that I can't paralyze the Tyranitar next turn. Right? That I can't do. We're gonna go Max Shock. If I could have gone Boss, Attack and Paralyze the Tyranitar, I would have felt a little more comfortable, but that's alright. Might just get attacked with Crackalanch this turn. Uh-oh, they played 2 Stonjourners, so that could be a little problematic. 2-card hand. That could be a little problematic. They probably have something good in their hand. And they just put back the Stonjourner, so that's a little scary. Not gonna lie, that's a little scary. Okay, we do get Marnie out of 2 greens and 2 Pokegears. That could also get scary here. Yep, that's definitely scary. That's definitely not good. That is definitely not good. I like that deck. I like that deck's concept. Instead of focusing on the big single strike Urshifu, you have the Stonjourner to do the fighting type damage. Hit for weakness. I lost a Surge and a Boltund. Jeez, 180. They'll have 60 HP left. I'm in a lot of trouble right here. I am in a lot of trouble right here. Alright. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. It's not looking great, that's for sure. The 2 Pokegears and the 2 greens going to the bottom, that was not ideal. I don't play switching cards, I don't think. Yeah, I think this is way too much pressure at this point. They could whiff though, so I'm surprised they chose this. Never mind, they're not gonna whiff. Well, they won't be able to use Giga Hammer next turn though. They won't be able to use Giga Hammer next turn. They could use it with this though. That would require another urn, a retreat. Not impossible. Does the first attack knock me out? If there's a stadium in play, so it's 60, 80 times 2. It actually doesn't knock me out. Yeah, now they do knock me out. Now they do. Okay. So we do get KO'd very cleanly. So now I need a lot. Okay, the Marnie is definitely not what I need. So I go Stamp to 1. And then I need to search for the evolution and a boss. I think that's the only thing I can do. And then hope they can't get out of it. So they can't use the second attack this upcoming turn. So I'm gonna go Stamp to 1. Oh, but I need I need energy. I actually need energy. I need to top deck energy. I need to top deck an energy. Therefore, I'm gonna thin. Five energy left. Yeah. Alright, we need to top deck energy. It's the only way. It is the only way. They know I have a boss in hand. That's all they know. There's a Lance Pulse attack for weakness, and not quite. So that means this is game over, I believe. That means this is game over. Alright, well, technically not yet, but maybe. But maybe. So I'm gonna need to find the other boss. Oh no, they're both gone. So I don't think I can win anymore. I don't think I can win anymore. So I only played 2 bosses orders. And I whiffed energy. What? Jeez. That's actually brutal. I don't think I can win anymore. Well, maybe I can. Not finding an energy here is really brutal though. Really, really brutal. Yeah, I need to power up a different Koko anyway, so I might as well attack. Might as well attack. We haven't seen any switching cards, I don't think. Just an Balloon. So we'll see. Third Houndoom. Alright. Maybe there's a chance. Because like I do have a big charm left. I do have a big charm left. So that is how I can potentially take a hit. I'm gonna need 2 Tapu Koko Vs powered up actually. I'm gonna need 2 Tapu Koko Vs powered up. One with big charm to take this hit. Oh no, just 1. No, yeah, 2. No, wait, how? How am I doing this? No, I don't think I can win actually. Yeah, I don't think I can win. Without boss, I can't win. Because this hits for exactly 320, which is what I have of HP. Yeah, and the issue is I can't paralyze because I'll be at 1 price card. Yeah, missing that energy was way too much. Okay, so I need to hope for a mistake, I guess. I need to hope that my opponent gets despaired. Oh, you know what? If I had been powering up enough energy for Boltund, I could have won. It only just occurred to me now. It only just occurred to me now. If I had been powering, if I had a Boltund in play, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, that would have been game. If I had a Boltund in play, that would have been game. Oh wow, I stamped them to 1 and they kept it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I mean, I can't... Oh, wait, what? Oh, they got the urn. Yeah, so they're gonna just knock me out. That's tough. That's tough. The stamp to 1 ended up betraying me, I guess, in a way. Well, I don't know what they had in their hand. If I had powered up Boltund V, I would have had a chance at winning that game. So yeah, our win streak ends, that's okay. Tapu Koko VMAX, definitely a fun deck to play. Definitely requires a lot of like planning and strategizing, and even knowing when you are going to be behind in price cards and when you are going to be ahead in price cards. can affect the flow of the game. So important things to take note of. Thanks so much for tuning in. That's going to be all from me. Make sure you are subscribed to the PoTown Store YouTube channel. Follow us everywhere. I'm Tablemon. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.